Welcome to Long COVID Radical Self-Care, where I provide simple, non-medical tips and tools to help you on your healing journey. Today I'm going to continue sharing the last 3 of 6 lessons I've learned about exercise and recovery. Again, I want to clarify that I'm sharing my own experience and what has worked for me. I'm not a physiotherapist or fitness professional, and anything I suggest should not be considered professional advice. First, let's recap the first 3 lessons. 1. Be your own boss. You decide what's right for you. Don't give your power away when it's your body and your health on the line. 2. Be prepared to start slower than you'd like. As I mentioned in the first video, when I started doing weights on the circuit, I initially started with 0 weight on the bar, but eventually I was lifting more weight than most women at the gym. I think what that slow start did for me was allow my muscles to learn proper form without strain and create a solid foundation for lifting more weight later. It also made exercise a positive, pain-free experience for me, and that made it easy to keep the routine for the long term. If you think of the rabbit and hare story, embrace your inner hare. 3. Let your body take the lead. I'm going to do a separate video to help you delve deeper into how to listen to your body. But when it comes to exercise, I think we can all sense when our body wants to go and when it wants to rest. We just need to take a few seconds to tune into it. Okay, on to lesson 4. The journey to fitness is not a straight line. I went to the Y 3 or 4 times a week for a few years. I would do a few minutes on the treadmill to warm up, then the circuit, then 20 minutes of stretching. Always, I listened to my body for cues. On the circuit, I gradually increased the weight and the number of reps. Some days my body wanted to increase the weights on one machine. Some days it was several machines. Throughout each session, I let my body tell me what it wanted to do. Usually that meant doing the same or a little more than the previous visit, but sometimes it meant doing a little less. I learned over time that my body seemed to know when a cold or virus was brewing even before I had any symptoms. And it knew to nudge me to cut back on a routine, to conserve energy to fight an impending virus. Sometimes I would drive 20 minutes to the gym just to do 20 minutes of stretching, but still I went. I considered myself successful as long as I got off the sofa and made it to the gym. As you're recovering, accept that your recovery will not be a straight line. You may sometimes need to take a step back to take 2 steps forward. Don't question it, just go with it. Remember, your body will guide you to health and fitness. Lesson 5. Over the long run, you may achieve more than you ever thought possible. My approach at the gym paid huge dividends for me. In the early days, I was embarrassed at how little weight I could lift. Although I often felt my muscles working, I never worked them to the point of real pain or burn. 18 months after I started, I was in great shape and lifting a lot of weight. I smiled a little each time I set the weights higher than the person before me because it reminded me how far I'd come. Nobody seeing me then would have imagined how debilitated I'd been a couple years earlier. A few years after that, I started doing Taekwondo, something I never would have even imagined when I started my fitness journey. Do you have some fitness dreams? Some things you'd love to do if you had great health? Hold those dreams in your heart and allow your body to guide you there, but be patient. Lesson 6. Make it enjoyable so you stick with it. When I was going to the Y, it was never a strain for me physically or mentally. Back in the days when I had worked out according to someone else's plan for me, I associated exercise with pain. When an activity is unpleasant, we naturally look for excuses to avoid it. First, I'd cancel because I wasn't feeling up to the exertion, and eventually I'd just stop going altogether. But when I did my own routine, I enjoyed it. I didn't associate it with pain or struggle, so I kept doing it. As a matter of fact, my routine became like a meditative practice for me and helped me manage the other stresses of my daily life better. I found that by being fully present in the moment during my routine, I stopped thinking about the past or worrying about the future. After each session, my muscles always felt like I'd done some work, which felt good, but they didn't hurt. So I was happy to go back the next time. And I saw slow, steady progress. It became a healthy habit. My body and mind came into alignment. Eventually, my body would give me the extra energy I needed for a special event, knowing I would give it the recovery time it needed afterward. Mind and body communicated we were partners working together toward a healthy, happy life. Remember, the question to ask yourself is not, should I exercise or not, but rather, what type and duration of exercise is right for me right now? For those of us with long COVID, fitness and even more broadly, health is the goal. Since I'm still recovering, I'm not going to the Y anymore, and I'm certainly not taking Taekwondo. My exercise regime is gentler now. I take my dog Angus for a 40-minute walk most days, and when the weather is warm and I'm feeling strong, I take a bike ride by the lake. My goal is to start playing pickleball one day. What's your fitness goal? For now, broaden your view of exercise and find some fitness activities that are right for you right now. Find activities that are enjoyable and build fitness. Depending on your state of wellness, that might be shopping or baking or walking the dog or some gentle Tai Chi or stretching. Take an approach to fitness and exercise that promotes wholeness. Think about not just bringing health to your body, but bringing health to all areas of your life. Integrate exercise in a way that brings joy to you. You'll heal better, sleep better, and live better. So let's recap the 6 life-changing lessons I learned about exercise. 1. Be your own boss. You decide what's right for you. 2. Be prepared to start slower than you'd like. 3. Let your body take the lead. 4. The journey to fitness is not a straight line. 5. Over the long run, you may achieve more than you ever thought possible. And 6. Make exercise enjoyable. That will help you stick to it, and the positive emotion will contribute even more to your health than the exercise itself. Once I began working in harmony with my body, I found that it was capable of extraordinary healing. I hope you will too. Thanks for joining me. If you found the information in this episode useful, please click the like button and subscribe so you won't miss future episodes. Until next week, be kind to yourself and each other.